Hey, what is going on, everyone? Let's talk about a state where if you say who's your daddy, it creates too much confusion to explain in an 8-minute video. That's right, I'm talking about Arkansas. Arkansas has two nicknames. The old one, which is the Bear State, and the one they go by now, the new one, the Natural State. Most people don't know much about Arkansas for some reason. I mean, other than punchlines to jokes that normally have some sort of cousins getting married theme. My first experience with the Natural State was eye-opening, to say the least. In the early 90s, the military unit I was in went to train with their National Guard over their little summer thing. It was disturbing. I've never seen so many chubby men in uniforms. It was scary. I'd rather go to battle with a Taibo class than the Arkansas National Guard. I really hope they've gotten better since then. I'm sure they have. Arkansas's right here. It's right there near Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas, actually. The Natural State is ranked 29th in area, 33rd in population. It was admitted into the Union on June 15, 1836, making it our 25th state. Arkansas has seen a little bit of a migration the last 5 or so years, most of that going to the northwestern portion near Fayetteville, Springdale, that area, near the Ozark National Forest. You might have a hankering to set up shop around the Ozarks. Before you do, you should probably watch my top 10 reasons not to move to Arkansas. Number 10. Bad reputation. Everybody's heard a joke or two about the stereotypical Arkansan. And yes, that's what they call themselves, Arkansans. I learned that from a coworker named Destiny, who's from Arkansas. Most people think Arkansas is very backwoods, and they are, to a degree, just like all states. They might be a little bit more than most states. I mean, other than Mississippi. The Natural State is just kind of known for this. And when you hear something strange about Arkansas, you just believe it. That's their reputation. Case in point, while researching this video, I came across several websites that said Arkansas had a law that basically made it okay for spousal abuse. There were so many websites, I believed it at first. I have to admit, I'm all typical Arkansas. Just to make sure, I made a couple phone calls, and I actually got a hold of someone at Arkansas Legal Services. I asked them if this was a thing. They told me no, it's really just back in the 20s and 30s, I guess there were some police departments that kind of had their own little guide on how to deal with guys that slap their wives around, and it's an urban legend from that. So, yeah. But that's the typical reputation that Arkansas has, that they're just really kind of backwards. And if you move there, you got to deal with that. Number 9. Obesity. As of August 2017, Arkansas is the third most obese state in the country. Over 36% of the adult population is obese, with 13% of them having diabetes. As for the kids, 34% of them from age 10 to 17 are either overweight or obese. Hey, I got an idea. Instead of burning those Nikes, why don't you donate them to Arkansas? Maybe someone will go for a jog. Number 8. Poverty. Poverty is a way of life for a good portion of Arkansas. Even ex-president and ex-governor of Arkansas, Bill Clinton's presidential library, looks like a trailer on stilts. It's like an homage to trailer parks. I'll give you a minute to look up homage. Now, the state ranks 6th in the country with 17% of its population in poverty. That's bad. This is an improvement from 2016 when they ranked 3rd with 19% living in poverty. I mean, they're making progress, but they've got a long ways to go. I'm really hoping, because I have noticed that a lot of people are moving there because they have jobs, like I said, up in the northwestern section, or starting to have jobs. I hope that fixes a lot of things in the coming years, because a lot of that state is in bad shape. Number 7, crime. Arkansas crime rate is pretty bad. The weird thing is, they don't have any giant cities that normally would account for such a high crime rate. The largest city, Little Rock, has just under 200,000 people. It's not a lot of people. 2018 is estimated to have a higher crime rate than 2017, when it was 38% higher than the national average. Why is there so much crime in what's essentially a rural state? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And if you can't handle your crime rate with such a small population, what are you doing wrong? Number 6, seasons. Arkansas doesn't have your typical 4 seasons. They have first summer, which most people refer to it as spring. Second summer, also known as boob sweat season. Third summer, other states refer to it as fall, autumn, or football season. And then you have a little bit colder summer, which most people refer to as the holiday season. Arkansas is not a place for Scandinavian people who prefer the cold. And it's definitely not a place for people with sinus issues, because that pollen is brutal in Arkansas. Now, before anyone tells me about one day last year when it was extremely cold in Arkansas, or you remember the cold snap of 97, so obviously it does get... Stop typing. Don't want to hear it. Don't give me your one-offs and claim I'm wrong, please. I'm generalizing. Number 5, education. I think it was Confucius who said, "He who does not understand the basic knowledge of life must have gone to school in Arkansas." That right there is a lesson for all parents. Do not send your kids to a public school in Arkansas. The state is ranked 45th in education, 37th in higher education. All their basic educational scores, math, reading, college readiness, are ranked the worst 10 in the country. The most common answer in Arkansas to the question, which college would you like to attend, is, "What I need learning for." Number 4, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are bad in Arkansas. So bad that if you don't have screens on your windows and doors, the police may stop by for a mental wellness check. They just want to make sure you're not suicidal or an Arkansas high school graduate. Number 3, pronunciation. If you are moving to Arkansas and you don't want to look like an idiot, make sure you learn how to pronounce the state properly. Residents get a little unhinged when you pronounce Arkansas wrong. It's not Arkansas, it's not Arkansas. There's no S on the end. Well, there is an S, but it's silent. Don't say it. This is going to save you a lot of trouble. They're a little touchy about it, and I'm sure some of them are going to say things in the comments below about the way I say it. So in advance, stop typing. And number 2, guns. Now this one always ends up on most of my videos, especially southern states, for 2 reasons. Number 1, people always suggest this in the comment section. Number 2, it's a very, very important topic for both sides of the issue. Either you're for or you're against it. But anyway, gun laws are extremely lenient in the natural state. Actually, almost non-existent. No background checks, permits, or registration at the state level. You could just walk into a Walmart, buy a gun, within 10 minutes go out to the parking lot, shoot a squirrel, and you have dinner. Win-win if you ask me. And number 1, the cities suck. Arkansas doesn't have many cities, and 90% of the ones they do have are frickin' horrible. They have 4 metro areas: Little Rock, Hot Springs, which is kind of small but still, the Fayetteville area, which includes Springdale and Rogers, and Pine Bluff. The only livable one is Fayetteville because they have businesses coming in and new jobs, things like that. But it still isn't that good. Little Rock and Hot Springs, now they get Fs in almost all graded categories according to areavibes.com. And the green foam on top of the Arkansas swamp is Pine Bluff. This gem is about an hour south of Little Rock, and it's not the type of place you move to. It's more like the type of place you end up when your life took a serious turn for the worse. Pine Bluff is only safer than 1% of the rest of the cities in the United States. The only ones worse are Detroit and maybe East St. Louis. You know your state's in bad shape when the only star you can get to do a real estate infomercial for you is Eric Estrada. The dude never recovered from chips, and that show went off the air in '83. Alright, so that's my top 10 reasons not to move to Arkansas. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, Arkansas, the people from Arkansas are good people. I know quite a few of them, and they're good people. This state just has too many problems. And it's not as much the people's fault as it is their government, their state government. It's horrible. Anyway, hope for the best for Arkansas. Everybody have a great day. Don't forget all the links below. Be nice to each other.